Welcome to the Foolish Wanderers podcast.
Why must I be surrounded by fools?
Welcome, Wanderer.
But yeah, so many hobbies. I have painting supplies. I have that stupid jewelry making supplies that.
Ah, that's right. Did you ever use it, or is it just?
So I took this class for jewelry making. It was my last class in college ever.
Mhm.
And then I worked the rest of the time for my job. And I spent $100 and something on this bag of jewelry making supplies. So that all that came in it was like some metal files and a jewelry saw and some different like grips and metal parts. I don't know, copper wire, stuff like that.
Okay.
I used it for one project, and then COVID hit.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the class was virtual, which is very difficult because it was a jewelry making class, meaning you made jewelry.
Yeah, that's not something you can just teach over Zoom. Because you need so many different tools and don't you use torches and stuff? Or you're supposed to?
Yeah, you're using I'm not kidding you, Katrina. You're using torches, like hand torches to burn metal together,
Yeah.
soldering. You're using an anvil with these different mallets and you use it looks like a pick, like a little skinny metal pick or like a mini skinny needle for like sewing. And you can
Oh.
add texture and different designs on these metal, but you're using a hammer to bash it. So basically, everything is done in like a shop, in the jewelry making shop. You couldn't do anything online.
So what did you guys do then? If you
So
couldn't...
our second project, it happened when we were like shut down, and she was like, "We'll play it by ear," and then a week passed.
Oh,
And then
okay.
after the week, they were like, "We're done with school for the rest of the year. Everything will be virtual online." And the teacher was like, "Well, we're still going to do our second project. You're just going to have to try and do whatever you can at home." So we had to make a piece of jewelry, which was necklaces. Was our second project was a necklace.
Okay.
At home. So I don't have an anvil.
Yeah.
I don't have mallets. I don't have a torch. I don't have like a flamethrower thing. So basically I honestly didn't work on it until the night before.
Kendra, that's the worst thing you could ever do for art project.
But I mean in my head I was like, I can't do anything anyway, so I don't have any of these tools to make anything that's substantial. And this is my last class in college, and the senior slide really kicked in, and I was like, who gives a rat's ass?
Yeah.
So there was a lot of in my head, because I did the concept before COVID hit. So I was taking pieces of acrylic that were dyed, that were red, that were RGB, so red. Wait,
Green,
what
blue.
is it? Yeah. What are the primary colors? I don't even know this anymore.
Red, blue, and yellow. The primary colors?
Yeah.
Red, blue, and yellow.
Yeah, that. So
Kendra, that's so fundamental kindergarten stuff.
I know, but I don't use it anymore. At first my excuse was I have a degree in art, and then I was like, oh shit, that is art. Then I was like, that is art. You're supposed to know this.
What's the secondary colors, Kendra? Pop quiz.
It's whatever those make what
are they?
It's green, purple, orange.
Good job. Yeah.
Oh, here's one for you, Katrina. What are the tertiary colors?
Isn't it okay? So you mix yellow, blue.
I don't
red,
even. Are you googling
purple? No, I'm mapping it out. Okay, so you get red and yellow. Those two make orange. Mm-hmm. So then you mix orange and red. You just get like red orange. That's all it is like red orange.
It's just
and
like
then yellow,
offshoots
orange.
of everything. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like you mix like green and blue or green and yellow. And it's like yellow, green, blue. And that's what the tertiary colors are. So.
And the primary everyone knows is yellow, blue, red. Is that what it is? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
You can't mix the other colors together to get blue, red, and yellow.
Anywhoodles. Anyhoodle noodles. My idea was so I had those three things in acrylic. So
Okay.
red, yellow, blue.
Yes. Good job. You
The
said it
last,
3 times.
it's
You got it.
I'm not gonna get it. I'm gonna forget it. If you ask in the next podcast what the primary colors are, I will certainly say like a big red, green, blue. Because I'm like RGB. I'm like duh. Photoshop RGB CMYK. Here we go. So I had those right.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
primary colors,
Mhm.
which everyone knows. I had those, and my idea was to make this necklace of those, and then I would cut those acrylic pieces out into circles.
Okay.
And then the necklace would just be these medallions of these primary colors, and then you could be like a I don't know, like a weirdo and like hold them up to your like in
Okay. So like a
National
monocle?
Treasure. Yeah, like in National Treasure where Nicolas Cage has like Benjamin Franklin's monocles and stuff, and
Yeah. His
he's like
bifocals?
whoa whoa
Yeah.
whoa 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 with those colors, and he's like seeing stuff in everything in the
Oh,
Constitution,
yeah.
not the
Yeah.
Constitution, the Declaration of Independence. He's like
There
seeing
you go.
like Illuminati stuff on the back. He's like whoop
Yeah.
whoop whoop whoop
Yep.
flip flop with stuff. I was like, I'm gonna do that, but with a necklace.
That's cool.
So those acrylic pieces didn't come in on time because
Oh.
of COVID.
Oh,
So I
dang.
had one piece of clear plastic acrylic from an industrial design class prior. So I took the night before. Remember, I made this whole necklace the night before. I
Yep.
took a magic marker and I colored on the acrylic pieces of plastic.
Could you see
Could
through it?
Yeah, you could, but I
Yeah.
mean,
That
it
works.
was like it
Well, like,
wasn't nice looking.
oh, it was like
It was
streaky.
streaky,
Oh.
and then since I didn't have any tools to create like a border, like crimp the
Mhm.
border around it,
Oh, yeah.
I just took like copper wire and I hot glued it. I hot
I
glued
mean,
it around these like circles that I had colored in, so I had like a red, and then I oh my god, yellow and
how
a blue, and
how did you cut the circles out then? What did you use?
I had
Just
that
like,
glass cutter. Do you remember that glass cutter that I have?
oh, the screechy thing.
Where it's
Yeah.
so the screechy thing is this hook. It's a metal hook looking thing, and it
Yeah.
has this like little like toe pick. You know, like a toe pick in like an ice skate,
Yeah.
where it's like eh. So you
Yep.
have that, and it like so you run it along the line on this piece of acrylic, and all
Mhm.
that it's doing is it's ripping up each layer of this plastic of acrylic up so that it cuts through it eventually, so you can snap it. So
Mhm.
that took 1,000 years, and then
Yeah.
I like sanded it with one of my like orbital hand sanders that I had.
Well, that's nice that you had that.
That was very
Like,
nice that I had that because
yeah.
hand sanding sucks. I'm not
Yeah,
doing
it
it
does.
anymore.
Yeah, it
But
sucks.
it was a lot of I finished the necklace, it looked horrible. It was a lot of hot glue and copper wire, and
I
I
wish
think
you
I
would've
used
told me
tape.
because they have washi tape at Walmart that's like that copper color. I had some in my basket. If you would've asked, I could said, "Hey, go get that."
Oh, that would
It's
have
like a
been
copper
cool.
oh well.
I mean, it
Oh
was
well.
COVID, no one really
Yeah.
cared. It was
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
insanity that they even had the class go on.
Well, I feel like you paid for it, so, like, you still would want your money's worth at some point, right?
At
Or
that
your money
point,
back. Like,
Katrina, at that point,
yep.
I just paid for it to be done. I didn't
Fair.
give a rip about that class. I still don't give a rip about that class. I just wanted to be done. I was like, give me my diploma. I have job set up. I go
Mhm.
design furniture now. Bye bye. And that's what
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah. I've had so many nightmares since graduating that I back in school and like I have one class I'm so invested in that I forget I have 3 other classes and then I'm freaking out 'cause I'm like, "Wait, it's finals. What's due in this class?" I was like, "I completely forgot about these 3 classes." I've had that dream so many times.
I've had a dream very similar where I forgot to turn something in that was a huge deal. And then I
Oh, yeah.
failed.
Oh, no.
Like, I failed the class, and then I had to, like, retake it, and then I can't graduate, and then I'm like
Uh,
and then I have, like, then I, like, lose my job that I'm doing now that I had set
oh,
up, so then I lose that,
oh.
and I'm like
Oh
and
my
I'm like, "I
gosh.
guess I'll sell crack behind Pizza Hut." Ah.
No, do not do that. Oh my goodness. It's crazy what your dreams go to after you graduate. You're just like,
Horrible things. I think I'll still
um,
have that when I'm 30.
oh yeah, I think my parents like talk about it every once in a while. Like they're like, "Oh yeah, I had a dream that I was back in school," and I was like, "Oh, well."
That's just how much stress college is.
Honestly, though,
It's
yeah,
so much stress. It's like 20 years of stress put into 4 years. Or for me,
yeah,
5.
yeah, 4.5, yeah. Oh yeah, I guess 5 for you, yeah,
That
because
was
you had an
5
extra
for me.
semester. Yeah,
Uh-huh. But I worked, people. I
yeah,
was working.
yeah. He had a good job in college, last year of college. So
2 years.
that's right. Yeah,
Mhm.
your internship, and then so that worked out pretty good though.
Yeah, I worked.
I worked.
I clicked so much on that mouse.
I clicked on my laptop all day to
Uh-huh.
earn monies.
Yeah, my aunt who works at Jenny-O, she's like, I was on my feet all day and I was around dead turkeys, and
Wait, what
it's
do
so
they
cold
do?
in there. I don't want to
Oh,
know. I've asked. I
oh,
try
I for some reason I was like Jenny O's is like that. That's a chicken process. That's a chicken
turkey.
turkey. Okay,
Switch to the
I
turkey one.
I had in my brain Jenny Craig. I was like, what are you doing on raw meats?
Wait a second. Isn't Jenny Craig the weight loss program?
Yeah, so I was so confused. I was
So
like,
are
wait.
you implying that Jenny Craig sends their people that are obese to Jenny-O, a turkey factory, to the and then
No,
they
I've seen
work
Jenny.
them they work
No,
them until they're skinny?
no, not at all. I've seen actual stores for Jenny Craig. That's why I was like,
What do they sell?
isn't it like they had like meals, like pre-portioned frozen
I
meals?
thought
Is that what it
that's like
is?
Craigslist. No, it's not Craigslist.
I don't want
I
meals for Craigslist. Thank you though. Let me look it up. I don't want
What am I
meals from
thinking of that
Craigslist.
starts with a C? That's not Craigslist. What am I thinking of? I
That's a
gotta
good
look this
question.
up. I have to look. What am I putting up? Like frozen healthy meals?
Yeah, they have like foods. They have like prepackaged
Lean
meals.
cuisine. That's what I thought of
Oh.
instead of Craigslist.
Yeah. Yeah, that's basically I think what it is. It's just like a meal it's like one of those diet
In
food
my
things.
defense,
Yes.
I don't have a defense yet, but
In my defense, yes, I have nothing yet, Your Honor, but I have. I'll come up with something.
both of those things have LC, like the letters LC. Lean
Greg.
cuisine, Craigslist, and I flip-flopped
Oh,
it, and then I disregarded the rest of the word completely, and that's what happened.
yeah. I mean, fair enough. I mean, what did I mix up? I mixed up Steve Jobs and
Who's the other guy?
what's the other guy? Steve Jobs and
And
Windows.
who?
Windows.
Bill Gates?
Bill Gates. Yeah.
That's not as bad. Both of them are in tech. One of them is dead and
Fair.
has been dead for like 10 years, but
Yeah.
that's not as bad as mixing up like creepy online, like I'm trying to get rid of this for sale site
With food.
with
Frozen meals.
frozen meals.
Yeah. Does anyone want this frozen lean cuisine? I'm selling it on Craigslist.
Somebody's probably tried that before.
Probably.
There's some
Honestly.
hilarious Craigslist ads. Like
Oh man. Yeah, I've seen a lot of YouTube videos of people making fun of Craigslist.
I
It's
love it.
kind of creepy. I don't like it. It's like
I wonder about who the person is on the other side. If it's
even with eBay, like all those sites, they're kind of creepy.
eBay
Not gonna
doesn't
lie.
freak me out because they're very good at monitoring stuff.
Okay,
I
that's good.
think they are.
You
I
hope
hope
they
they
are.
are. I don't know if they are actually. So Australia.
Australia.
Why are we doing Australia? We're doing a two-parter on Australia, right?
Yeah, so eventually we'll do another part 2 to this episode. But today we're talking, I think we agreed to talk mostly about like animals, like,
Real stuff.
yeah, like real stuff. So it's
Like
like animals,
weather,
yeah,
animals, stuff like that.
yeah, crazy stuff that happens in Australia.
That's
And then
real.
it's real. Yep. And
It's
then
100% real. None of this stuff that we're gonna make up. No, we're not making it up.
are we? Not very validating.
None of this. I just.
So today we're talking about real stuff, like stuff that actually happens and exists in Australia.
I'm not making it up. It's real.
Okay.
Go to Australia and find out.
Yep. And then, so eventually we'll do a part 2 to this episode where we're going to talk about more like cryptids and like creepy.
Mystical, like ghosts
Yeah.
and stuff. Like Australia's like some really haunted cities and stuff like that.
Yeah,
It's
it's a crazy place. It's
Well, just think about it. It's an entire continent that's one country.
yeah, that's true.
Nobody else
And then,
is.
wasn't it started by like that was like a prisoners?
It's
like,
it's a British penal colony.
yeah. So like a bunch of like people they didn't want in the mainland, they're just like, here, go to Australia where all the horrible things are. And so
Yes.
they survived. So I mean, can't be too horrendous, I suppose. But you might reconsider. I might reconsider that statement after we talk about some of these things.
Oh
But
man, yeah. And the Aborigine people are from originally, they're from Australia and they're cool culture and everything
Yeah.
like that.
Mhm.
Way cooler than convicts that got sent over from
yeah,
Great Britain.
honestly.
Way cooler than them.
Well, you'd hope so, yeah. So did you come up with anything or just the ones that I said?
I got some stuff.
Okay.
Like one of the biggest things that I found was like Australian pythons have no chill. Like they show no mercy. I saw like I saw like a picture of this python like strangling like this huge bat, and the bat was like the size of like a cat
Yeah, I
or like
saw
a
that one
small
too.
dog.
I think it's not like a
And
fruit bat. It's like a giant
yeah,
fruit bat,
it's a
the size of like a
giant fruit bat.
fox.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it kind of. So I'm gonna be controversial. I kind of like bats. I think, especially like our brown bats, the little red bats here in the U.S. Those are cute.
I like the little like fluffy ones.
Yeah, and
Not
I've
the
seen.
ones that have that fungus on their nose, but the ones
they
that
can't help it. It's not their fault.
they
that
die
have
from it.
fungus. Yeah, it's sad.
I like bats too. I like the fluffy ones, not like the big ones that are like giant flying foxes.
I think those are kind of cool. I wouldn't say sometimes they're cute. Like when they're smaller, they're kind of cute, and they eat watermelon.
This is this is a controversial statement from me.
Okay,
I am not scared of bats,
I don't think I am either.
but I am terrified of birds, and both fly.
But bats are mammals, though, so they're not like reptiles.
Both fly and swoop.
Yeah, true. But bats don't usually swoop at humans.
Oh,
swoop
they
to, like,
do. I had a
do they?
story for you.
Oh, okay.
So when my parents were building their house,
okay.
this was before like all this whatever. This was before everything was finished and holes and crevices and stuff like that was closed off. Sealed off, closed off. So my dad has a job where he would be out of town a lot, traveling, stuff like that.
Mhm.
So my mother would be home. She's like the man of the house, watching over the whole house. Anyways, we would get a lot of bats like the first few years that we lived in that house while it was being still built and finished. So many bats would like come in and then they'd be like screeching and like flying around in circles and stuff like that.
Oh my gosh.
And my dad would take care of them with a tennis racket, unfortunately.
Oh.
Sometimes he would use a net to try and like, but
Gently caress them.
Yes.
Get out of my house. Please. Thank you.
Anyways, flashback to my dad is gone. It's over Easter. And what is now the guest room used to be my parents' master bedroom.
Okay.
And we lived in this very like small section of the house because that was the only part that was finished. And my mother and I were watching, I remember this, the 10 Commandments movie.
That's a long movie.
It's like a 3.5-hour movie, but they always show it on like ABC by around Easter. They always show it over at Easter. And it's like from like the 60s or the 50s. I think the 50s. But we were watching that movie, and all of a sudden, my mom went outside to the kitchen to get something, and she comes running inside, and she's like, "There's a bat! There's a bat in the kitchen!"
Okay.
And I was like, cool. So what do? I go out into the kitchen and there's a bat like Scooby Doo. You know in Scooby Doo in the beginning of the intro where there's like the bat screeching and they're like,
Yeah.
it was
Oh
doing
no.
that like running like not running but flying in a circle like rapidly going. It was
Oh,
kind of big because I'm
it
little,
was
but
stuck. Yeah, you didn't know where to go.
I didn't
Poor
know what to
thing.
do, and there's lights on and everything like that, and it was
Yeah.
like swooping at me, and I like screamed, and
Oh.
then I ran like back into my
Oh.
parents' bedroom. But we we stayed in that bedroom because my mom was like, "Your father's coming home later tonight anyway. We'll just stay in this room."
Okay.
So we stayed in this room in their little like master bedroom, and we watched the entire movie, and then it ended,
Oh
and
my gosh.
then we watched half of the because they did like back to back of the same movie, so we watched half of the next movie, and then my dad came home and he was like exhausted from driving, and
Oh.
then he had to like kill a bat, but. Anyways,
No.
that's my story about bats. I'm not scared of them. Like I'm
That's
terrified
good.
of birds, but like
Yeah, I
I'm
had
not scared of bats. I remember
that's good.
there was a bat at the pizza shop that I probably shouldn't say that. But I won't
You
say the
say
pizza
pizza
shop.
shop. Yeah.
I won't say the name of it, the pizza shop.
No.
But the pizza shop I worked at, there was a bat that got through somewhere in the restaurant and it got into our kitchen and it was just on the wall like Spider-Man, like
Okay.
like spread
Yeah.
eagle on the wall. And I'm the one that got rid of it. I actually
Oh.
saved it. I didn't
Oh,
murder
good for
it.
you. That's good.
I was contemplating it, but I didn't.
Don't kill bats. They're
The
good for the
killing
environment.
was my plan B. Plan A was I took a should I say this? I took a Tupperware container
Okay.
that we put green vegetables and stuff like that, like veggies
Ginger.
in. I'll just say I don't remember what happened to that exact Tupperware container. I don't know if I'm pretty sure we got rid of it after. Pretty sure.
Okay. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Or sanitize it
I cannot
10
say,
times.
yeah, I cannot say or not say, whatever. Took that Tupperware container on the wall of the bat, and then like slid a piece of paper, and then I slid like a clipboard underneath that, and I
Okay.
like ran outside, and then I like flung it at the ground, and then
Oh.
it was fine. It just was like
Okay.
then it just
It's
flew out of
confused.
I was confused and it flew away, and then I like took the stuff and I ran back inside, but
At least you saved it.
I saved it.
Yeah. Yeah, there was one time I was helping with like the Bible school, like summer school thing at our church. When I was in high school, and I was working in the kitchen, like making snacks and stuff. And then we look into the garbage can, and here's this bat just chilling in the garbage can.
Was it
We're like,
eating?
how? I think it was sleeping actually. Like we had no idea where it came from because there was stuff already in the trash can, and then someone found it in there. So like the maintenance guy that came in, he came in, like took it outside and let it fly away. But that was interesting because you got to see actually up close, which was pretty cool.
They're like fluffy and they're just really little and
Yeah, they're cute.
they're
I like
cute.
bats. Yeah.
Better than birds. They're way better than birds. Birds are like ancient dinosaurs that can kill you and they have beaks and creepy claws and they have holes in their head that are ears. Bats have actual like cute little ears.
Yeah, they do. They have There's a bunch that live in the church next to us too. There's a church like a couple blocks away from my house, and a bunch of them live in the attic or something. There's like cracks like in the siding so they get to the attic or whatever. So like every once in a while in the summer you see them fly out. It's kind of cute.
It's kind of icky too, like just a cloud of bats. Ugh.
There's just like 4 or 5 of them. It's not like a cloud of them, so
It's a
it's just like
gang.
it's a gang, a
I
gang of
think
bats.
it's a gang of bats.
What is a group of bats called? Let me look that up.
It's a good question. I'm gonna guess a flock.
You are correct.
Is it a
Oh, wait.
flock of bats?
So there's several nouns, several words you can call it. Call it a cloud of bats, a colony of bats, or a flock of bats.
I would call it a flock because a cloud makes me want to like a cloud
Well,
of
good to
bats.
know.
Like a cloud is supposed like I think of a cloud as like
That's a
being
lot.
big, like like
Yeah,
a
it's a
lot.
lot. Yeah. Well, yeah. So that's why a flock or something.
Like a
Yeah.
flock could be like a little amount of bats, not a lot, but like a little.
Mm-hmm.
Like a flock, yeah. Flocks
A
of
flock of
sheep can
bats.
vary in sizes.
That's true.
Were we talking about pythons?
Yeah. Yeah, we were.
Oh
We're
my
talking about a
god.
python strangling a poor fruit bat. Yep.
Yeah, that python won. Yeah, anyway, like in Australia, like it's kind of worrisome because these pythons, they live very like close to human habitation and stuff.
Mhm.
And they're like capable of dislocating their jaws like most pythons to
Ooh, yeah.
engulf the prey, which is
Mhm.
1,000 times bigger. And I've seen pictures of like Australian pythons eating like crocodiles and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's the one that I found. It's called the olive python. It can grow up to about 13 feet or 4 meters in length, and
Nope,
they
nope,
eat birds, bats, rats, and small mammals.
nope, nope, nope,
But
nope, nope,
they
nope,
can
nope, nope,
also take out a crocodile.
nope, nope, nope,
So
nope, 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 nope. That is scary. And then
that big, yeah, but
I
scary.
also 13, was it 13 feet?
13 feet, yeah. 13,
13 feet.
yeah. That's that's double the height of me, and then you get an
It would
extra
eat
foot put
me.
on
It
top of
could
that.
eat me.
Oh, easily. Yeah, if you
Easy.
let it catch you,
I
yeah.
like how you were like easily it could eat Kendra.
Well, because
One
it
little
can eat a
go.
crocodile.
Yeah, a crocodile's bigger than me. But I saw like I saw like pictures of like those little Australian pythons. Like people in Australia are can find them in their toilets. Like
Yeah,
they
I've seen
open up
that,
the
yeah.
seat and then there's just like
Yep.
there's like a python and it goes boop up your butt. But
Not quite like that, but I mean, you see it usually, you know?
I hope because I am not looking for. I think most people when they like lift up a seat on the toilet, they
Mhm.
they
You
happen
check.
to you like happen you don't check for anything, but it's like you happen to like just be like no, yeah, all white, here we go, and then you
Yeah. You
let
like
stuff rain. But
but like, yeah, something like a python curled up in your toilet, yeah, you're gonna see that most likely. Or like I've seen pictures of like giant spiders in the toilets and stuff. Like that creeps me out more than a python, honestly. There's a TikTok. I think I talked about it before, but there's a TikTok of a lady in Australia, and she was like in a public restroom, and so she walks in. It's pretty open actually for like a one stall. Anyways,
oh
so
my
like
god,
by by the sink there was a giant spider. I think it was like an orb weaver spider. So it wasn't the biggest, but it was a big. It was like a good like 4 inches long, plus legs. And then she walks over to the toilet and she goes, "Oh, and just in case, here's your backup spider. There's another gigantic spider by the toilet."
oh,
And I
you
was like,
sent me that. I was like, what?
"Oh."
I was like, what the heck, Australia? I
I
don't
just,
want.
I couldn't. I'd run out of there most likely because I don't think they say like usually like they don't bug you like as long as you don't touch them or like they won't come near you.
But it's
But
like, do
the
you
thought of
really
it though,
do you really want to be at your most vulnerable with like
a
huge
giant
spiders
spider.
like around you?
No, not at all. Yeah,
Like
Australia.
I
Uh,
have problems peeing in front of people. Can you
yeah,
imagine trying to pee in front of a giant spider?
two. You're quite the audience there.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, no, I'd be itch. No, I'd be itching. It's like that thing where you think you see a spider and then you get itchy because it's like,
Dude, I've told you that story before where I had that same thing and I was in bed
yeah,
and
you
I
said
shut.
that one, yeah.
Yep. And I turned for. I think I said that on the podcast too.
Hmm.
Anyways, for the new listeners that don't know this horrifying story because I can't get over it and I never will, I was laying in bed and I turned off the lights and I was trying to sleep. And you know how sometimes you can, like, you feel it's just your nerves, but you
Yeah.
feel stuff like crawling on your skin and you're like, it's nothing. And you're like, just let it be. And I let it be, and it didn't go away, and it just got worse. And I was like, I swear there has
Oh,
to be something on me. There has to be something crawling. Turn the light back on, rip the cover over. There was a huge, like the biggest spider that you can have in Minnesota. That's not a dock spider. It
what's
was
a?
like,
Oh,
you don't want to know what a dock spider is. Those are huge. Like the big, it's like as big as a quarter, and they
well,
live
it's
under
not
a
that big,
like
but as
the.
big.
It's big, but anyways, this spider was crawling on me in bed, and I was like, "Oh!" Like
Oh,
flick. I was like, "Ah!" Like
you flicked it.
like flick. I was like flailing and flicking and stuff like that, and then it got on
Oh
like my mattress. It got on
no.
like the mattress, and I killed it. But it
Uh,
was a disgusting, icky. feeling.
Should we get back to Australia?
Oh, I gotta tell you this one story that'll make you feel better.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
was, it was probably like first year I was in college. And when you're first year in college for like an art or design student, you would do a lot of core work, like introductory classes.
Not
So
your
a lot,
abs, just just classes.
yeah, just classes. Thank you for that horrible dad joke. Anyways,
You're welcome.
drawing still life, so just basic stuff of drawing. And I was doing a
Mhm.
project and I was in the art building very late for like maybe it was like 9 o'clock, and
Okay.
I was in there all day though. Like
Yeah. It gets
and
yeah.
and somebody, I think my grandma called me, like my nana called me.
Okay.
And I answered the phone and I like walked out of the classroom and I was walking. And all of a sudden I went like, oh, I rounded this corner and I went like, oh, ah, and I was like freaking out. And she's like, what? I'm like, oh my gosh. And there was a mural of a life-size deer and it was like looking at you.
That one, yeah.
And
Yeah.
I freaked out because I thought it was a real deer. But it wasn't.
I-
It was just a mural.
That's impressive if someone snuck in a real deer.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I think it's because I was like tired and my eyes
Yeah.
have been focusing so long. I was just like, I don't care. And I was like,
Yeah.
saw a
Um,
deer.
yeah, I was confused when I first saw that mural because you're just like walking, exploring the art building. All of a sudden, oh, because
And
like, all the
there's,
other stairwells are like white and boring, and then all of a
yeah, I was
sudden,
in a
oh, here's a
stairwell.
deer.
And I was just like, I don't know what I thought. If I was thinking maybe like some college students were dumb and was just like, it'd be funny to let a deer in the.
They could have done that, honestly.
I don't know. But, anyways, Australia. Um,
Australia.
so what do we have?
Do you want me to talk about the deli box jelly?
Yeah, I heard about this. I heard that it can lead to like cardiovascular collapse and then death within like minutes of it
Yeah.
biting you or something, right?
Not biting, stinging. Yeah, I don't
Stinging
think
you.
jellyfish bite. They
I
just
don't
kind of
even know
sting
how
and
they
then
eat.
absorb. I think
The only information that I have about jellyfish is from Finding Nemo.
it's
So,
not much.
oh, thanks, Katrina. Not
Well,
much.
anyways, yeah. So the box jelly is said to be the most toxic animal on Earth, with venom containing toxins that can cause heart attacks, and they attack your nervous system and like your skin. I think I've heard things of like where if it stings you, it can like eat away at your skin. So
Oh,
it's
like
mostly
it's
found in.
at like acidic, like the bite is acidic or
I'm not sure. I think it just like
not bite
burns your
sting.
skin. It
Okay.
kind of just like it like eats away at it. Um, but they're found mostly in northern Australia, especially during October and May. So, yeah. They're transparent and pale blue, so it's hard to spot it, which even makes it scarier.
Oh, great.
And then it's supposed to be the sting is supposed to be extremely painful and immobilizes you. Basically, it makes it hard to breathe, it makes it hard for you to move. And then yeah, like Kendra said, if you get a large enough dose of like the sting or the venom or whatever, it can cause cardiac arrest and kill you within minutes. It says in
Yeah.
Queensland, the first responders are trained to deal with such emergencies, and you can find vinegar because vinegar, like the urban myth, is like you pee on a sting to get rid of
Yeah,
the
you pee on
venom.
it.
It actually doesn't. It kind of
I've
works, but white vinegar, works the best because it
I've
kills off
also
that.
heard like like just a basic bitch jellyfish. Like you can just put water on it, like this thing.
Maybe I haven't
I've
heard that. I
heard
guess.
that too, but I don't really know for sure. But I'm
Okay.
reading that the fastest deaths for the box jellyfish
Mhm.
have been within 2 to 5 minutes,
Oh my gosh,
and that
that's
these
terrifying.
I know, and that these things can be like they're the size of a basketball.
Yeah, they're big and like they're hard to spot, especially if like you're in open water and not just by the shore. Because yeah, and you just if there's like a, I think can't they sting you too if they wash up on shore? I
Yeah,
think they
they.
can still sting you after, even if they're dead. They still
Eh.
can sting you. But yeah, so don't handle if you're on a beach and see a jellyfish, see a blob of jelly, do not touch it, especially not in Australia. I
It's
think I heard.
so creepy.
I think what I heard of like the best way to get rid of like the venom and stuff. So I think they also inject barbs. I'm not sure if it's every type of jellyfish, but I've heard that some jellyfish have barbs in their stingers. So like that's what injects the venom, and then those get stuck in your skin, and then so you put like vinegar on it to help break those proteins down, and then you scrape it with a credit card or like a piece of plastic to like try to get rid of as many of those like barbs off like out of your skin as fast as you can.
Oh my
So
god.
and
Where do
then
you learn this? Like a YouTube video?
I think so.
So you're like dying and then you just like search on YouTube, you're like how to get rid of
maybe like people that get stung. I don't know. You just kind of prepare yourself, I guess, and then yeah. So if I ever go to Australia, I'm getting vinegar. If I ever go to the beach,
I think I'm gonna wrap myself in like bubble wrap and not go into the water or do anything really. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna show up to Australia with like a helmet, like a bike helmet on. I'm gonna be wearing like safety goggles, and then I'm gonna wrap myself in like bubble wrap, and I'll be like, "Good day, mates. I'm here to eat some Vegemite and see a koala."
Isn't Vegemite originally from like the waste like yeast from beer?
I don't know.
I think that's how
I
it
just know
started.
they eat it.
Yeah. Yep.
But this is kind of cool. I didn't know like how a jellyfish thing could kill you, like how it could. But it
Oh.
can kill you by within minutes by punching holes in your red blood cells, and then that causes
Yep.
potassium to leak out.
It's crazy what nature can do. It's kind of terrifying. Low-key
It's kind
terrifying.
of amazing too if you think about it.
Yeah, it is,
Because
honestly.
we're supposed to be like the apex predator, but there's still some stuff that can take us out.
There's a lot of stuff. Did you hear there was like a urban legend thing that the Australian people did to like they made up to basically fool tourists and stuff? They called it I think it's called the drop bear.
A drop bear?
Yeah.
This is in Australia?
Yeah, so it's called a drop bear. Basically, it's like a koala, but when people walk underneath it, it'll fall on you and attack you and tear you to shreds.
Oh, that's great.
It's fake. But
oh, it's fake.
It's fake. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm that naive to believe
it.
that. Some people say because I'm very trusting. I'm a trusting person, so I'm like, I believe you.
Yeah, I mean that is part of it, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I would definitely fall for that, and I'd be running around being like, watch out for the drop bears.
Yeah. Yep. Watch out for the falling koalas. They'll eat you. Yep.
Cute.
Not so cute when they're eating you, but you know.
Wait a second. Aren't those koalas like riddled with STDs or something?
I think koalas are pretty nasty. I think they can be kind of mean and they have diseases, so.
They make Oh my gosh, have you seen that viral YouTube video of that koala that's like it fell out of this tree and it's like screaming and it's like throwing a fit? I think it was like it was being like a bully and then it got, it's
it fell out.
And then it was just like it was being a bully and it was like screaming.
Oh.
I think Mr. Kendra showed me it, and then I was like, "Oh, the koala's acting like you."
Wow.
He does that. I mean, I think if he fell out of a tree, he would scream too.
Well, yeah, any normal person probably be like upset. At least maybe not scream. I don't know if I'd scream, but
I kind of like the koalas. They're kind of cute though.
They're cute. Have you ever seen a wet koala?
Hear these things. So right now, so the koala like got pushed out of a tree and now it's just like standing and crying.
It's kind of pitiful, actually.
I mean, it's literally just standing there and crying, and then its like friend or arch enemy is up in the tree looking at it and is like giving it a side eye, and it's still crying.
I can hear it, yeah.
I think this is the bell. Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's just crying.
It's just a child. That's all. It's just a child.
I think that's so you gotta look it up if you want to see this video. It's kind of funny. It's just look up koala gets kicked out of a tree and cry, or look up crying koala or koala bully, and it's probably the first video that you'll find.
Probably, or something like that. Yeah.
I think it's the ballad of Kendra and Mr. Kendra. 'Cause I feel like I'm the one that's like up in the tree that pushed him out, and then he's just like crying to the tourists. Like,
my girlfriend just pushed me out of a tree. What do I do?
And the koala really didn't fall that far. It was just kind of like sad that it was just. I think it was just upset. It's throwing a fit.
Yeah. Well, yeah. If you get pushed out of your house or like your tree house, yeah, you're gonna be upset.
Yep.
All right, ready for the next one they have on my list?
Mm-hmm. Pink lakes.
Yeah, so this one's pretty cool actually. I kind of want to go see it. So apparently in Australia, there's a bunch of lakes that I think it's because the algae.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they turn the lakes pink. And it's not like constantly pink. It's because like the algae gets stirred up and then heated by the sun, and that's what like it reacts with it. It makes this pink color.
It's like a vivid pink too.
Yeah, it looks like it's photoshopped. It's really cool.
It's crazy looking.
Yeah, and not all of them are like super bright like Pepto Bismol pink, but some of
It's
them
oh
are.
my god.
So see a
It's
Pepto
Pepto
Bismol.
Bismol pink. Ew.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Katrina, that's a lot.
Yeah, and so I looked up the qualifications, like what has to happen to like make it a pink lake, and so one, it has to be a salt lake, and then during the hot weather, the algae with the water in the water mixes with the salts to turn the lake pink. But they don't change, they don't stay that bright pink. They kind of like diminish throughout the day. So, but it's pretty
Oh
cool.
wait,
So like the
it
salt, and
only lasts for like a day.
I think it happens like I think throughout the day, like so like it'll be pink like most of the days of the week. It's just it has to mix with that salt and then the warmth of the water. So like if it's cool water, I don't think it's gonna react the same. So
Mm-hmm.
it'll go back to like more normal water color. But once it gets heated up again during the day, then it'll go pink again. I would think. I think that's how it goes.
Cool.
So yeah, it's pretty
And
cool.
the
And one of
I googled this because this is just like my whatever. I'm worried about stuff, but like the water is not toxic,
yeah,
so
they
you
said you can
can
swim in
go.
it.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
go swim in there.
There's pictures of people like jet skiing and stuff in it. So it's just an algae. So as long as you're not like ingesting it, I'm sure it's fine. So,
Ooh, I think you
but
shouldn't ingest lake water to begin with, but
preferably not. Yeah.
yeah, the Pepto Bismol lake is not going to help your upset stomach or diarrhea. And you shouldn't be
Oh.
swimming if you have diarrhea either. Gross.
Words of
Disgusting.
wisdom, by Kendra.
Disgusting. My
Did you know?
gosh.
I didn't realize until a few years ago the Pepto Bismol. So you know, like that element that has like the crystalline structure that like it's like this rock that looks like all cubey and like rainbow colored and like really pretty.
Is
I
that the
didn't realize.
candy? Like the candy rock?
No, it's like it's an actual rock. Bismuth. Here, let me pull it up. Um,
Bismuth. I
it's
think I know
pretty.
it.
It's pretty
I
cool.
think I know what
It's
you're
like
talking
a
about.
like square crystalline structures, and it's like a rainbow kind of like it's like iridescent. It's really cool if you Google it. But that's what makes Pepto Bismol. So this
Wait, I'm
rainbow,
eating like a rock?
yeah, it's a mineral. Yeah,
Do you know how dumb I am? I honestly thought it was like a luxurious gem.
no, it's still really cool though. Like it looks really cool, and people buy it in like in rock shops all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I'm just a dumbass. I was like, yeah, I know that rock. It looks like, yeah, that rock's cool. That's
yeah, it
not.
looks really cool. It looks like it shouldn't be real. It's really cool.
I love
Yeah,
anything iridescent to me though. Doesn't look like it's real.
really, even nail
Like,
polish.
yeah, like in my head, it's just too like otherworldly to be real. But I know it is real. But
Oh,
it's just kind of to me, it just seems like really out there and like I don't know,
yeah, okay.
amazing. Hmm.
Like holographic stuff too,
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
just.
All of that stuff. I'm just like, whoa. But I looked how many pink lakes there are in Australia, and there's over
Mhm.
10.
That's pretty cool. Yeah,
That's a lot.
that is a lot, especially for how
Mhm.
big they are. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's cool.
I like that one. That one's way better than
The jellyfish.
than the python and the jellyfish and
Yeah, you might not like this next one though. So the next one I have is the huntsman spider, and I think if you go back to
uh,
the our giant spiders episode, I think I briefly touched upon the huntsman
yes,
spider.
we did.
Yeah, but these spiders, these are huge. Like they can get up to like the size of like dinner plates. I think like 12 inches. I don't count. Don't take me word for word on this, but I think they can get up to like 12 inches with like including their legs, which is huge. They're the size of dinner plates. Anyways, um, while their venom doesn't harm humans, it's still one of the most deadly spiders because they like to hide in cars. And so they hide in your visors, and when people are like driving,
Looking
they
for
flip
their
down their visor.
sunglasses. They're
Yeah,
like,
they
I
get
keep my
spooked.
sunglasses up here.
Yeah, they get spooked because these spiders like pop out or like fall from like their hiding spots, and then they cause car accidents. So, yep. So they're not harmful. Like their venom doesn't harm humans, but they
Oh
still kill
my
humans because
god.
They like to hide in cars.
and they cause a car accident.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Like, do you think in the police, like their state trooper for like accidents, do you think they have a special section for
Spiders.
like a spider related incident?
In spider in Australia, that doesn't surprise me if they would, because they have so many like crazy
Spiders and
huge
insects and
spiders. Yeah.
did you see about that it's the what's it called, the lobster, look up the tree lobster.
Tree lobster.
Uh-huh. It's like a bug the size of a
Oh, yeah,
hand
I've
in
seen
Australia.
these. They're
It's like this
gross.
stick insect.
No, 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 no.
Yep. The tree lobster. It's the size of a human hand. That's how long it is.
It's not a lobster though.
It kind of looks like one, like a black, like crustacean. It kind of looks like a black crustacean looking lobster, though.
It looks more like a beetle to me, I guess.
Looks like a beetle to you?
There's no pinchers. There's no
I don't
tail.
think it would have pictures. Wait, maybe it would have.
Claws have no, lobsters have claws though. They
Yeah,
have
but like a tree lobster? What's a tree lobster going to use pictures for?
grabbing bugs. I don't know. I don't know.
But that's it. Yeah, that's a
It's
again, like
creepy.
that's a creepy insect again that's from Australia,
Oh,
right?
Australia. You're lovely. We love Australia. We just think that a lot of things from there are terrifying. So
It's amazing. It's like a bug the size of a human hand.
yeah. Well, the
Tree
next bug I
lobster.
have, or insect, is a giant earthworm called the Gippsland earthworm, which average about 1 meter or 3.3 feet long and 2 centimeters in diameter, or about 0.79 inches. Yeah, and it can reach up to 9 feet, almost 10 feet in length. So
How do these
yeah.
think? Okay, how does a earthworm this long not like break into pieces?
What do you mean?
Like,
Like
how is it that long and it's able to burrow through the earth and not get stuck in pathways and snap apart or something like that?
well, I mean, it's like a muscle tube. That's kind of how I see it. I guess it's just like a. I guess it's kind of just like if you look at a normal earthworm, it's just equipped. It's I don't. It's a little bit longer, I think, proportionally than like a normal earthworm. But like those, they're thinner and they're smaller. So they kind of have the same proportions, but they don't get stuck.
Ugh,
I don't know.
ugh,
I think they just move it away from like them, so like it compresses, and so like they just slither through the holes that they make.
ugh.
So
So
I don't
gross.
know. I don't know
Do you
exactly how worms work,
Do you
but
think if it rains in Australia, do you think that Gippsland earthworm will like burrow to the top to try and get water, and then you'll just go outside and you'll see like these huge,
I wonder. I
gigantic
don't
long
know.
earthworms that are just like laying there on the asphalt?
That'd be kind of weird.
It
It's
would
just like a
look
bunch of
like
snakes.
it would look like that, or I'm thinking like a bunch of like disemboweled small intestines laying on the ground.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Hmm.
Why is Australia terrifying?
I don't
I guess.
know, but I found this really funny fact about Australia. It happens to
Okay.
do with spiders.
Okay. Oh
So
no.
in
Okay.
so in 2012, an episode of the kids show Peppa Pig was deemed unsuitable for broadcast because it said that spiders were not to be feared.
But they're not supposed to be technically be feared. We just think they're gross. So they're learned to be
But
feared.
I mean, there's venomous ones in Australia. Like
That's
there's
Oh, in
very
Australia.
venomous
Yeah,
spiders
that's
in
true.
Australia.
That's true. Yeah.
So that's why Peppa Pig was like,
I mean, theoretically, like spiders aren't terrible. Like they help the environment, obviously. But yeah,
but
there are a lot of really bad spiders. There's like what is it?
and
There's like the traps. There's like spiders that make little traps. What is it called? It's like a trap spider or something. Like it makes a little hole in the ground with like a trap door, and it can kill you within like. There's some spiders that can kill you within minutes too. So
uh there's the
yeah,
Sydney funnel web spider,
that
the
one. Yeah,
redback
that one.
spider, the Miss Ulina spider, the white-tailed spider, the black house spider, the Atraxidae spider, tarantulas, the recluse spider, and the brown recluse spider. And then you can also look up Australia spiders, the 10 most dangerous Australian spiders. And that there's a bunch of nasty looking things on there, and one of them's called a mouse spider, and I think they probably eat mice.
Yeah,
So
there's a
yes,
bird spider. So that eats birds.
Yeah, that thing eats birds, and I'm so happy that that thing exists. But
The one spider Kendra can get behind.
and I'm
It's a
like,
bird spider.
"Go!" Yeah, you'll see me picketing for that spider to win. I'll be like, "Go, bird spider.
Oh,
Bird spider 2024." But
no.
anyways, you kinda see why the Australian government or whatever was like, kicked Peppa Pig to the curb and was like,
Yeah, I
"Eh."
can see it like in the where they live. Yeah, it makes
Mhm.
sense. Yep. Next one we have is a stonefish. So apparently this fish, it looks like a stone. It's like rocky looking and kind of like a pebble. Or just like a
Yeah.
lump of lava
It looks
rock.
really old.
It does, yeah. Old as rocks. Just kidding. Uh, so it says lurking deep within the Australian waters is a stonefish. It's the most venomous fish in the world. So usually people don't realize when they step on these things, but you feel it because 13 sharp spikes filled with dangerous venom cause excruciating pain that can cause heart failure, kidney issues, and if not properly cared for, they can kill you. Uh,
Ugh.
there was an antidote made. There was an antidote made in the 1950s, but so that's a good thing. It's the second most administered anti-venom in Australia, so that just kind of proves like how often these things are stepped on and
Oh
how
my
often it's needed.
gosh.
So yeah, it's kind of crazy. But if you look at these stonefish, like you don't like you're not gonna look down and be like, oh, it's a fish. It looks like a stone. So yeah,
It
I don't
looks
think I want to
it
go swimming in Australia.
it looks just like an aquarium pebble or something.
Yeah, it looks. I don't know how big they are, I guess, but yeah,
Ugh,
yeah,
ugh, ugh.
they look like a rock. So
Alright. I'll take your stonefish
all right,
and I'll raise you. I think it's called the powerful owl.
okay.
It's an Australian owl that hunts and eats possums. So you know how
Oh
big a
my,
possum is, right?
yeah, they're pretty big, like
It's like
cats.
it's like the size of like a cat or like a very small dog, but
Yeah.
yeah, they're cape that's part of so a brush-tail possum is part of their diet.
Oh my gosh. So those must be huge owls then to carry that away.
They eat 250 to 300 possums a year.
Dang.
They're very like quiet and they're able to just swoop on the possum and get it in their huge claws and then like, snap its neck and be disgusting and eat it.
Owls are cute, but they're also scary. Like,
These owls are disgusting because I was reading that the male will take the headless possum, so he'll just eat the head, and
oh,
then he'll take the body and stuff, back to the nest and then give it to the chicks and then the mama owl. So then they'll eat his body, and they also eat mice, insects, and other like a range of other smaller birds, and they eat a pretty large bird, like a type of cockatoo, like a white cockatoo, a magpie, and even ravens.
oh wow, those are big birds.
Yeah, they're very big, and I think it's a lot of because of their claws are so powerful to really just get in there and then, snap necks and then rip stuff open and
Trigger warning. We apologize.
trigger warning.
Graphic content.
Uh-huh.
Graphic content. Owls ahead. So we don't
Owl's
like
ahead. And
if you don't like
it's
owls.
called the powerful owl.
It sounds like it. Yeah.
Like that's its name is the powerful owl.
Wow.
Eh.
Yeah, I believe it.
That was cherry. Okay.
Good job. So, one of the birds that I found is kind of a scary looking bird. It's kind of cool, but kind of scary. It's called a cassowary bird. I think that's how you say it. It's supposedly responsible for only one reported death since in 1926. These
It's
birds,
Yes, it's that one. I know these ones because I'm very scared of these things. Yeah, they use their feet, like they have claws, and they can use it as like knives to like
yeah,
slice and dice
yep,
and
they can
stab.
slice, they can sever your arm or through your abdomen with one swoop. So they're very strong and very sharp. They can also grow as tall as 6 feet and run up to 30 miles an hour.
And
So
you
yeah,
wonder why I'm terrified of birds.
these birds, yes, but little finches and wrens and like little cute little
I'm
birds.
so scared of those.
Oh,
I'm such a child. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, these I know about these cassowary birds. They lay neon green eggs.
oh, really? That's
Yeah.
cool.
But I mean, they're terrifying to look at. It looks like a dinosaur.
It
It
does. It has like a comb on the top of its head that's
that
like,
it can use for ramming.
Yeah, it's like a isn't it made out of like a cartilage, like not cartilage, but like a
It's
bone material?
bone. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like bone.
it's weird. They're kind of pretty because they're colorful, but
No.
then they have
Look at its
this
eyes. Look at its eyes. It has
looks
demon eyes.
looks like goat eyes. Like it has like goat eyes.
It has demon eyes. It is scary and disturbing. Ugh, ugh,
Oh
ugh.
man.
Oh, I'm so glad you brought those things up.
Are you? Or are you just gonna have nightmares now?
I'm gonna have nightmares. But anyway, I
Okay.
got more because birds are evil. I got another thing about birds is that
Okay.
every year someone in Australia they lose an eye to a magpie, which is a type of
Oh.
bird, and they're really territorial and they'll like swoop and pluck.
Oh, gross. That's
Uh-huh.
gross. Dang.
Uh-huh.
Let's wear glasses.
Or yeah, like I said, I'm gonna go to Australia with a helmet and some safety glasses, and I'm gonna be wrapped
Mhm.
in bubble wrap, head to toe.
There you go. You should get one of those suits that they use to train attack dogs, like the police dogs, like those big carpet suits.
Mm, maybe I'll do that, or
Yeah.
maybe I'll just won't go to Australia. That might work too.
That's a safer plan, a cheaper plan.
Hmm.
Yep.
But so in Australia, like the magpie attacks are kind of very popular, and spring is widely known as the swooping season.
Oh.
Because that's when they're, by their nests and they're very territorial, so they're trying to like
Yeah.
protect their nests and build their nests and stuff like that. But you can look at them up and you can find a bunch of like really funny videos of like news reporters getting attacked by magpies or swooped by or
That's scary. Is it kind of like
it is.
isn't it kind of like barn swallows? 'Cause we have those
Yeah,
here and they do the same
but the
thing.
magpies are a little bit bigger, I think, and they're
Yeah,
black
I
and
think
white.
so.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, one thing that my brother brought up before we kind of wrap up, he told me about this earlier because I told him we were talking about Australia today, and he said to look up. Apparently, there is a swimming pool that was dedicated to a prime minister of Australia that went swimming in an ocean and never came out. So
What?
they thought, so they thought he drowned. They don't really know what happened to him. There's a lot of conspiracies about what actually happened to this minister, but yeah, so a lot of people say that he drowned and they built a swimming pool, a public swimming pool in his honor. I just thought that was kind of ironic. So I was like, you build a pool for a guy that, yeah. Anyway.
Kinda like that. It's kind of cute. Wait, so he disappeared?
Yeah, like I guess I didn't read too much into it. But yeah, I guess he was like swimming. He was supposed to be like a pretty confident swimmer, like scuba diver or something, or like
Mhm.
he's pretty confident in the waters around there. And then so apparently the waters might have been a little bit rough that day, but he went swimming and he just like disappeared. He never came out. So no one knows what happened to him.
But
Like
he
if
just
someone's like,
pro
yeah,
probably
he
drowned.
probably. That's the most, I guess, logical answer. Either that or if because I think a lot of people were like saying that he wasn't very well liked. So maybe someone did something to sabotage it. I don't know. But
Oh,
it's interesting.
I don't know if I'd want something named after the thing that caused my death, like,
Yeah,
related to it.
that's what I'm saying. It's
Now that
just
I'm thinking about it, I'm like,
yeah,
no.
it's just a little bit ominous, you know?
Like, if you died in a car wreck, you don't want, like, a street named after you
That or like a tire company or like a brake
or
company. Yeah.
or like a
Model of a
car
car.
or a car dealership named after you. Like, you don't want you're like, it's just kind of weird,
Yeah.
morbid
Or
and
if
weird. You got anything else?
I guess the last fun fact that I have is that there have been instances of wallabies getting high after breaking into opium crops, then running around and making what look like crop circles, similar to the science fiction thriller Signs. So they run in circles, high on opium, and make crop circles.
I just picture them like, have you seen the movie Signs, right, with Mel
I haven't
Gibson?
seen it, but
Okay, well, Mel Gibson plays like this farmer with the crops, and the crop circles
okay,
are winding up in his farm.
okay.
I just picture instead of aliens, it's just like wallabies.
Yeah, it just like loose wallabies are high out of their minds, just
Uh-huh.
running in circles. Oh man. What if
Oh
that's
my
all crop
god.
circles are? It's just high animals running in circles. But what animal around here?
That's definitely a shower thought.
I'll save that one for later.
Let's say that one for later. Oh my god.
Well, we hope you guys enjoyed this first installment of What Even Is Australia.
Really? What even is Australia at this point? Oh my god.
We love you, Australia. We
I
do this in good
do.
fun.
Mhm.
I actually would like to go visit, just very cautiously, because I don't think
I'm
I'd ever go into the ocean, or I'd look at it, but I don't think I'd go in it.
or use the toilet
Or use a
or
public toilet. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Anyways, we hope you guys enjoyed and hope you stay tuned for other fun episodes. And please, if you guys want to follow us on Instagram, you can follow us at Foolish Waters Podcast. And you can always email us if you have future episode ideas, if you just want to talk to us.
If you want to
We'd love
yell
to
at
hear from
me, you can do that too.
you. Want to yell at Kendra?
That I don't know the primary colors and I have an art degree.
If you want to school Kendra on art, send us an email at fwplisteners@gmail.com.
Thank you. Thank you for everyone that's listening to a woman that talk about stuff who doesn't know what primary colors are.
Yes, we sincerely appreciate every single one of you guys for listening, and we hope you guys keep listening. See you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.
I don't even know what primary colors are. Oh my god. I have a degree in art. That's
Yes.
like saying I don't know, like, I can't even think of something because it's so dumb. I need like a book. I need like I need to watch a Peppa the Pig episode where she
Honestly,
doesn't talk about spiders, but she talks about like paint and
Peppa
colors.
paints. Yes. I
Peppa
should get you.
paints. Peppa the Pig paints. P
Yeah.
P P. Triple P.
Triple P.
P to the third power.